Hey guys, welcome to politIQ. I'm Dan Vollmeyer, and we have breaking news into the politIQ newsroom. Apparently, as you may have heard, Mitch McConnell, terrible bruising upon his face, chest, neck, shoulders, buttocks, and hands area. And we have exclusive footage of what caused this terrible accident. From what? Yes? Yeah. I thought it was her. Yep. Apparently, Mitch McConnell's wife, who is the transportation secretary, she has access to all of the country's city buses and railways. She got a hold of a city bus. Mitch thought it was going to be a romantic joyride, and then just boom, booted Mitch right off the bus. We actually have a clip. We certainly wish Mitch all the best, and we hope whatever sort of elderly abuse that you're experiencing right now, it ends soon, because that's just terrible. Thank God for the mask. You can just keep that on, and I guess it's not as noticeable. It's still noticeable. All right, enough babbling from me. Let's start talking trivia here. We're doing something called politIQ. We ask you 10 trivia questions, followed by one bonus question. The first 10 questions are worth 1 point, and then that last final bonus question is worth 3 points. 15 seconds to submit answers. The highest score at the end wins $5. You will also win a vote glass. It's going to go at least one cycle through the dishwasher. We're not just going to send it used. So I think we're ready to go. Why don't we hop right into question one? Fighters ready? A U.S. brokered ceasefire between Azerbaijan and which other country fell apart shortly after it went into effect on Monday? 15 seconds. I don't know if you've ever been to Azerbaijan. I have not, but they have like the most dangerous roads in the world. 1,000-foot drops going around mountains, that sort of thing. I'm not a good driver to begin with, so I wouldn't drive through that country. Let's see that answer, though. Armenia, yes. The ceasefire agreement quickly broke down after Armenia refused to give an inch on a sanction that basically required them to limit the amount of men's gold jewelry that they would wear at any given time. Crickets. Armenians, they love their gold jewelry. Anyway, the temporary peace deal, which is the third such agreement in the last month, fell apart shortly after it went into effect, with both countries accusing each other of firing missiles at the other. I didn't do a missile, you did the missile, you did the missile. Man, that's an interesting conversation. Question 2. After the confirmation of Amy Coney Island Barrett, how many of the court's 9 justices will have been appointed by Republican presidents? 15 seconds, so let's see, that's going to obviously be Trump, and Bush 1, Bush 2, and Reagan. Let's see the answer. 6. The Senate voted 52-48 to confirm Barrett, marking the first time in 151 years that a nominee received 0 votes from the minority report. Marking the first time in 151 years that a nominee received 0 votes from the minority party. And things don't get any better for Barrett. The Girl Scouts of America deleted a tweet congratulating Barrett on her confirmation after they were bashed by, I don't know what else you call them, political trolls. In response, the organization says they will be shipping each of the trolls special limited edition Girl Scout cookies. They sent us a sneak peek. Yeah, that's exactly what you get. Don't mess with our Girl Scouts. Question 3. Which country signed a major defense agreement with the U.S. on Monday amidst an ongoing standoff with China? Major defense agreement. I'll tell you, one agreement that I would like to see made is no more frat boys hopping up on stage with Trump at these rallies. There's just way too much dancing, way too much YMCA, way too much village people. It just needs to maybe just slow down a little bit. Anyway, let's see the answer to question 3. India. The agreement reaffirms the security relationship between the U.S. and India, and it is part of a larger strategy by the State Department to counter increased Chinese aggression in the region. Question 4. Widespread protests in Poland continued this week after a recent court ruling imposed a near total ban on blank. And while you're thinking, here's a pair of celebrities you may not have realized were Polish-American: Aerosmith Steven Tyler and fashion model Janice Dickinson, and I cannot really tell which is which. Doesn't matter. Here's our answer. Abortion. The ruling bans all abortions except in cases of rape, incest, or to protect the mother's life. The Catholic Church has significant influence in Poland. Yeah, it does. Pope John Paul II, he was from Poland. Wait, no. What is this? What are we showing? This is Trump with Pope Francis. Different pope altogether, not who we're talking about. Look, could we just please get off the clip? Please. Anyway, the Catholic Church has significant influence in Poland, where abortion laws are already among the strictest in Europe. Opinion polls in the country have for years shown a large majority of the population is against these stricter measures. Question 5. Wow, we haven't had a single COVID question yet. That's amazing. Normally, this is more like politIQ should be the name of the game. All right, on Tuesday, this state's Supreme Court let stand a controversial order from the governor to limit one ballot collection box for each county. Here's a hint. This is a state that loves guns, and it's also a swing state. That was very random, but whatever. Let's see that answer. Texas. Everything's bigger and overdone in Texas, except when it comes down to those ballot collection boxes. You're only allowed one per county, according to the Supreme Court. Democrats are arguing the governor's order would make it more difficult for residents of highly populated, mostly Democratic counties to vote, while the all-Republican court argued the order prevents voter fraud and does not disenfranchise anyone. Let's talk current scores. All right, and the facts just came through the wire here. In first place, we actually have a four-way tie between Angie, Doom, Kelly, and Patty. Great work, all four of you. You guys are off and running as we hop right into... Thought my microphone wasn't plugged in for a second. No, we're all good. Let's hop on to the next question. Sexy 6, here we come. What? No one calls the number 6 that. Question 6, the National Guard was deployed to this city after protests broke out over another fatal police shooting of a black man. Man, oh man. Why? Why? That's my question. It has to stop. Let's see the answer. Philadelphia. Now, when I first saw the footage of this, I thought this was just another Philadelphia Eagles loss and the fans were just very, very angry. But no, something a lot more serious than that. A 27-year-old man was killed during a confrontation with police, which was caught on camera and immediately prompted protests. Question 7. You know the word several? When I was a kid, I used to think several meant exactly 7. Weird, right? All right, the CEOs of Google, Facebook, and Twitter appeared before a Senate committee where they answered questions focused on their company's blank policies. Social media, there's a lot of policies now, man. Back in my day, boy, you know you're really living in the future when you can say back in my day and talk about social media. Back in my day, there was no rules. You could post whatever you wanted to. Let's see the answer. Content moderation. Republicans in Congress have sought to limit the scope of the Communications Decency Act, which allows tech companies to freely moderate content on their platforms over concerns of liberal bias. Question... Oh, before I go any further, I just want to say hello to everyone in the Joe Biden seats up there. Hello. How do you do? How do you do? What was going on at that Biden town hall? Question 8. This election cycle is projected to cost an unprecedented $14 billion, which would double the previous record set in blank. We're looking for a year. It could be from the 1900s, 1800s, maybe one of those years with a 2-0 in front of it. Man, I can't wait for 2020 to be over, my God. The answer, let's see it. 2016. According to the Center for Responsive Politics, this year's election will see more spending from American donors than the previous 2 presidential election cycles combined. And that's not even counting the donors from Russia. Yikes. Joe Biden will be the first candidate in history to raise $1 billion from donors. Question 9. Which region of the U.S. is currently the epicenter of resurgence in coronavirus infections and hospitalizations? I guess we could just kind of follow where Trump's been flying around. I feel like he's been dropping off little fairy dusts of corona all over the place. Obviously, he's not. Dr. Fauci says that he's not contagious. And Dr. Fauci, I mean, we take him at his word. I love Dr. Fauci. He's a handsome man. What? Let's see that answer. The Midwest region. Over half of all U.S. states are experiencing record increases in infections, with over 500,000 new cases reported nationwide within the last week. Question 10. President Trump removed protections for one of the world's largest temperate rainforests located in which state? This is a state whose first letter is near the beginning half of the alphabet. So there you go. Let's see that answer. Alaska. Capital city, Juneau. And did you know this move will open more than half of Alaska's Tongass National Forest to logging and development? The decision, which reverses protections put in place in 2001, is one of the most sweeping public lands rollbacks Trump has enacted as president.
I was good with it.
Before we go on to our bonus question, we're going to do some current scores here. All right, and the current results have come in. Right now, in second place, we have Kelly with 8 points, and Angie is in first place with 9 points. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's hit that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music. This week, the Supreme Court ruled on various cases related to extending the deadline for mail-in ballots in which 3 important swing states. You get 1 point for each correct answer. Okay. I went to school in one of these states. Another state has a sister state right below it. That could be one of 2. And the third, it's 1 letter off from my last name. Let's see that answer, or answers, excuse me. Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. In Wisconsin, mail-in ballots will now need to arrive on or before Election Day in order to be counted, whereas in Pennsylvania and North Carolina, mail-in ballots received after Election Day will be counted as long as they are postmarked before November 3rd. And our winner, it's a she, and she got all 3 of these states correct. Probably thanks to my helpful tips that I gave. But our winner, the CEO of Angie's List. Give it up for Angie, everybody. Angie, congratulations. So happy for you. Being the CEO of Angie's List, you know, I'm sure that $5 will mean nothing to you, but again, it's a ceremonial $5, and, you know, definitely be sure to wave it proudly around town. Thanks again, everybody, for playing. It's been a really awesome set of weeks playing this game with you guys and being your hosts. It's been so much fun. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. Again, start spreading the word about Mitch McConnell, because I think that there's a chance that I could be correct on this, and talk about the free press we would get if I actually broke that legitimate news. Remember, he got thrown off of a bus by his wife. Very believable. Yeah, Fox News definitely would probably run with that. All right, thanks so much, guys, and let's go USA.